I'm Arthur Moats, and I'm here to tell you about my new book, The Moats Theory of Life. If you haven't picked up a copy yet, I strongly encourage you to. This book not only is a fun read, but it's a guide to helping you become a person of impact and inspiration. If you are ready to take the next step to improving not only your life, but those around you as well, go get a copy of The Moats Theory of Life, and it's available at moatstheory.com. What's up? It's the Arthur Moats Experience with Deke. I'm Arthur Moats, and that's my main man, Deke.
What's up, bro?
Man, you know we living the dream over here, man. We chop it up. Always have laughs.
Yeah,
that's what
good
we
times.
do, man.
Good times.
Man, but I'm hyped though, man. We got big time NBA starting back up tonight.
Yeah.
No more exhibitions. Got my boy Bron.
Yeah.
I even got some juice on this game too, man.
Do you? How much?
Yeah, absolutely.
I guess that's not an appropriate
man,
question.
Come on, man. That's like asking the lady how old she is. What you doing here, D? Come on, bro. You got a wire on, man?
I'm sorry.
She ain't wearing no wire in here. Talking about some how much. What?
It's just knee-jerk reaction.
It's enough. It's enough.
Yeah, I'll ask you off the mic, I guess. I've been thinking more and more. You know we're both LeBron fans.
Very true.
And I want LeBron to win.
Mm-hmm.
Dude, part of me's thinking, it's almost like destiny for Clippers here.
What?
Part of me's thinking that.
Why would you think that? That's like saying part of it is destiny that the Browns are supposed to win this year. Like, who says that?
No, it's not like that because NBA and NFL is different, a little bit different.
No,
for
not
me,
when it comes to destiny.
I don't know if destiny is the right word. It just feels like Clippers. It feels like there's a lot of hype for the Lakers. It feels like there's more tension there in terms of this needs to happen this year, as opposed to with the Clippers. There's not much noise with them outside of Lou Williams, but that's not really a thing.
Trying to get some food, man. What are you talking about?
I agree with you. I think that's completely overblown. But what I mean is there's not as much hype around the Clippers, or just flying under the radar. They're saying Kawhi, he's
Patrick
playing
Beverly
bad
hasn't
in the
been
preseason.
playing quiet. Patrick Beverly, he talks a lot.
Outside of him, though, really, I mean, you go with your leader. Kawhi, he's quiet, dude. He's quiet. I'm not saying LeBron's like hyping it up or anything either, but it's more the media, and it does feel like they do really need it this year. And I could just see one of those things where Kawhi, dude, he's good, man. He's really good. I like Kawhi.
Better than LeBron?
No, not right now.
Okay.
Not right now. I was having this whole discussion.
I'm just trying to figure out where you're going with this thing. You come in here and just blow my vibe like this. Like, what's your problem here?
I got a bad feeling. I'm trying to lower the expectations for myself. We were talking about expectations.
You don't do that with the Steelers?
Huh?
You don't do that with the Steelers? With Ben?
No, I don't.
So where's this? Man, get that bad mojo out of here, man. Now if the Lakers lose, man, I'm elbow dropping you, man. I feel like you done jinxed my squad, man. What's going on with you? Who does that?
I don't know. I don't even know why I brought it up.
Why would you even say that? I got money on the game. Now I need to go take my bet back, but I can't even do that.
I'm not talking about tonight.
I'm saying in general. I got a couple of bets.
Okay.
I got some future bets.
LeBron, a triple double.
No. You know how to do like the future is like who's gonna win it?
So
MVP.
You got Lakers, LeBron, and Lakers winning tonight.
I got a lot of juice going on right now. All right, it's complex.
You got Lakers winning tonight. LeBron winning MVP, Finals MVP.
I got it's complex, but you come out here and say this type of nonsense. Now I'm feeling like is like what's going on here, man?
Yeah, but you've told me how many times my opinions are too far out there.
No, that's crazy. Like I don't like that, Deke. Don't do that, man. That's not fun. That is not okay.
If anything, I'm trying to reverse jinx it.
Nah, man, it don't work like that, man.
What do you mean?
Because you just a jinx right now, man. All right. You said 15-1 last year. You jinxed us in Pittsburgh.
Wow. And
now you saying this with the Brown. Like, you're making me nervous, man.
How do I not jinx us this year?
I don't know. Because I know for a fact now, because what you just said.
What did I already say? 13-3. So I'm kind of sticking with that.
Nah, it's too late, man. All I know is if Brown don't win this championship right now, it's because you jinxed him. All right? You just jinxed him. So just throwing it out there, all right?
Would I have jinxed him if I would have said, hey, man, because this is the same thing I did with the Steelers. So I would have said, hey, man, LeBron, he's going to dominate 40 points a game, 10 boards.
But that's realistic, though.
I thought 15-1 was realistic last year. I really did, dude. I really did.
Did you really?
It had that
feeling. No, seriously. Did you really think it?
I did, dude. Well, listen. I was thinking
the defense wasn't even the defense like that before you made that pick. It was no Minka.
I thought they were going to improve though,
but not like how they did last year.
They proved me wrong in week 1 and 2. It was a disaster, but I really thought the defense was going to improve. All the young pieces, it was kind of like this steady incline, and I didn't think we were going to miss a beat without AB. Now, all right, was I thinking maybe 13-3, 14-2, more in that lines? Why does it matter then? Your first time out.
It means a lot. Your
first time out on a podcast, you got to come guns blazing, and I said 15-1.
That's not a good idea.
I did. It's a great idea.
No strategy.
It's a great idea.
What? Dude, just kick the door and guns blazing.
We had the tagline the whole year, 15-1.
We did.
It's catchy. That's what I mean. You come out strong. Strong.
Yeah.
So that was my thinking with it. I thought we were gonna have a really good year. So why not go 15-1?
But then you come out here and just say this nonsense about Bron and just mess up my whole vibe. I was happy. I had my old school Browns on from Miami, the first championship.
I know. I saw that. Where'd they go?
Man. I like to be comfy when we record.
Which ones are those? Those are
those would have been the
11s.
Yes.
I think they're 11s. Because
12. Yeah.
I'm trying to think. I had the 8s.
Yeah.
This is gonna be pointless trying to describe all this.
To say, yeah, bro. You might as well put a picture up here or something, man. But either way, man, it's the LeBron, the ones that when he first won that championship in Miami, those are the ones. So yeah, man, I had to bring him out for nostalgia purposes, man. But yeah, man, I was feeling good, and you gonna say that nonsense, man? Like I thought we were friends, man. You think you know a guy. And then you get up on this mic, and then, they true colors start to show, man. This is crazy.
I'm just telling you, Kawhi's pretty damn good. Watch out.
And so what is LeBron then?
He's the number 1 player in the league.
So what is Anthony Davis then?
Here's the thing. I like the Clippers roster is better than the Lakers. Them losing Avery Bradley.
They have more depth than the Lakers.
They do.
But star for star, I'm taking the Lakers.
Star for star, I am too.
All right, then. That's all I need. It's the NBA. Give me star power.
Okay. That's where you're going off of. But I think it's going to be a tight series, and I definitely wouldn't be surprised if it's Clippers. I definitely wouldn't.
Okay.
But I just think all the hypes with the Lakers now. That's my point.
Don't make it to the West Conference Finals.
Come on.
Hot take.
So what's going to happen? Hold on. What's happening then?
What you mean? What's happening then?
Who are they losing to? The Rockets?
No. I don't know if it's the Rockets. I'm either leaning. I think they get one of them.
In the
funky,
West, Mavs.
It's gonna be one of them funky matchups that I think can get them, man.
Hold on, the Mavs.
Mavs are sneaky, but I want to say I'm thinking more Denver than
Bobo. You're a believer now.
Well, no, their team is good though.
I know.
Their team is good. If Bobo can play like how he's been playing in these exhibition games, that's a whole nother element.
That's my whole point. I don't know how they're not going to be able to get him 20, 25 minutes.
Well, like I said, I need to see it when it counts, because we know it's a different level of intensity. You're going to
have 8
games.
regular season games. I don't see why they wouldn't give him a little bit more minutes throughout the regular season too. Yeah. They're already locked into the playoffs, right? So you might as well.
So he's going to get, like I said, if he can produce and play at that level versus the top talent that's in the West, then that changes everything for them. Right now, we've seen him in the exhibition games, and it's like, oh, okay, I don't really know who that is you're going against, but all right, that's cool. Oh, it's the fourth quarter. Oh, it doesn't matter. Just throw the highlight up. I'm seeing some of that. I need to see when it's for real. You know what I mean? Not Kawhi only played 15 minutes this game, but Bobo balled out. Nah, let me see when them boys are really out there playing for the whole game. Now let me see what he looks like. So that's my only thing. But man, I think it could be
even without him. They were
good already.
Are they 3 or 4 right now?
Yeah, I want to say they're.
I think they're 3.
I want to say 3. I'm leaning towards 3.
That's without him.
But I think because the thing is with the Clippers, they still are going to need to kick a lot of butt to move up in terms of their seating and stuff like that.
Why do they need to? They're 2. They're fine.
But that's the thing though. They're not going to.
There's no home court advantage.
Well, it is home court advantage to me.
Why? Orlando.
Because.
Wait, what do you mean?
Because when last time LeBron was playing in Florida, right?
Come on.
You know what he does in Florida, right? You know what he does in Florida, right? You know what he does in Florida, right?
2 championships.
That's what he does when he's in Florida. So you might want to get that 1 seed from Bron because it's home court advantage for that boy. Because it's all about what side of the bench sitting on. He likes to come off of the left side of the bench, go to the table, get his powder, does a little powder dance, and he goes on about his business.
The home court advantage could be broken down into what seed you have. I'll give you that in terms of what could be an easier path.
Matchup. That's what I'm saying. Yeah. More towards the matchup. As the 1 seed, the Lakers are going to get the most favorable matchup.
Oh man,
I don't think.
Well, they might have Blazers. They're worried about the Blazers a little bit. They are though. They were talking about.
You have to say that. Let's be real. You have to say that.
But then you'd have 2-7. The Mavericks will be 7 maybe. That's where they're at right now. I think.
Yeah, Mavericks are dangerous.
Yeah, where's the Jazz? You want to play the Jazz, wherever the Jazz is. That's who you want to play. because they're missing the one dude, Bogdanovich. They're
You're
missing
right,
him,
yeah.
and they're just not a good team.
Yeah.
They're just not. They're like the Titans of the NBA. I'm telling. That's a great comparison. Right
So they're
there.
going to go to the Western Conference Finals then?
No, not this year.
That's what the Titans did?
Nah, it's just not happening.
The Titans didn't do that?
Nah, just
Titans
it's
did
not
do that,
happening.
though, right?
Their conference is a little bit tougher than the AFC.
No, they're a little bit tough. The
The
AFC.
Western
AFC
Conference.
had the Super Bowl champion in it.
There's 8 teams here. Only 6. It's just a little.
It's not that different.
Well, they're not making the West Finals. I'm telling you that. But I'm just like, you can guarantee they're not winning.
Well, I'm just calling it now, man. Clippers not making it to the Western Conference Finals.
Wow.
How about that?
Wow.
How about that?
I disagree.
Yeah, how about
I think it's gonna
that?
be Clippers Lakers.
I don't. I think it's gonna be Lakers versus
So
whoever.
so who do you think it is? Is it Rockets?
I'll go
Is
Lakers
it,
and Nuggets, but I need to see the seeding once things
so
finalize so I can know exactly who.
You think Denver's gonna upset them then?
If they match up with them, yeah. But I don't know where they're gonna end up at. That's what I'm saying. And you also got to
who's
remember
the
too
second
with the
team to
Clippers,
upset
though.
'em?
But with the Clippers, you also got to remember this: they're going to be down. Lou Will, Pat
Yeah,
Beverly for like the first 2 games of the regular. It's only
don't
8
matter.
games for the seeding.
That don't
That's
matter.
important.
The seeding. Well, if they
that's what I'm telling you.
if they get the 3, they might be playing the Jazz.
But this is what I'm saying. Like these 8 games are going to matter. They're not going to have those guys for at least 2 of those games. That's a big deal.
You kind of want to get that 3 seed though if you're playing the Jazz. You kind of do.
We're going to see, man.
Hold on. Let's see. I got the standings.
Yeah, pull us up, man. Pull us up.
Jazz are 5. No, I'm 4. 4. Sorry. Jeez, oh man.
Okay.
Rockets are 6. So you want. So Jazz are 4. So yeah, bump down to that 5 seed.
Sounds yeah. All right, bump down. All right.
Bump down to the 5 seed. So you'd be playing the Lakers then. Maybe. I don't know. Don't they? It depends on what
Yeah.
seed, and then they rearrange it. I think that's how it is. Because if the 8 seed wins, they'll play like the 2
They'll end up playing
seed.
the 2.
Yeah. So it's not like a straight line. I don't think it is. That's from what
No,
I remember.
because it's not like March Madness where whoever's on that
Yeah.
bracket, so you're playing, they're gonna still make it where
I forgot about
the
the-
lowest seed is gonna play the higher
the
seed.
Thunder are at 5. So here's
That's the matchup you want.
I'd rather play the Jazz than the Thunder. But here's your teams that could upset the Clippers then
Okay.
from 3 to 8. I guess even 3 to 10 if Pelicans make it.
You think
Nuggets.
Pelicans gonna make it?
Huh? Man, dude, I initially did think so.
I don't see it, bro.
I initially thought so. We want Zion. We all do.
That's about it.
We all want Zion.
Yeah.
I did say a couple weeks ago, I did my own little thing on YouTube.
Uh-huh.
I said Pelicans, I like their roster the best. But now there's too much buzz with the Trailblazers that I'm worried. And they have Damian Lillard and McCollum who've been in these situations.
In a situation like this, where for those players and for those teams in particular, you got an 8-game sprint. This is going to be more like your NCAA tournament, and we know guard play is king. So when I think of
Drew's
Dame,
not
and I
bad.
think,
I mean,
but he's not Dame Lillard. He's
not,
not CJ. Them boys, we seen what they can do. Them 2 right there by themselves, man, are a problem.
I know they got a nice roster. Melo, could he turn back the clock?
Is
a
it
little
Hoodie
bit?
Mello? Do I get Hoodie
It's
Mello
Skinny
down there?
Melo. It's Skinny Melo.
Skinny Mello. You're right. That's
Yeah.
the new Mello. You're right. Skinny Mello.
He looks good. He looks motivated. So you got
It's like Skinny Ben.
oh yeah,
See? Boom.
Slim Ben.
Slim Ben, Skinny Mello, we good to go, man.
Nuggets, Jazz, Thunder, Rockets, Mavs, Grizzlies, Blazers, Pelicans, Kings and Spurs get out of here. Suns get out of here.
I can see the Trailblazers.
So
man.
who's your second team? You said Nuggets, but who would be the second team potentially to upset the Clippers? Because you're saying depending on seeding. You got 2 teams.
See, I'm banking on it being the Nuggets, honestly.
Okay.
That's what I'm banking on. I don't think Houston's gonna have enough if Houston season.
So that would be Clippers and Nuggets then, both
only thing
slotted in 2-3, and then they face each other in the semis.
The only thing that I like about Houston potentially matching up with them, though, James Harden and Westbrook.
versus the Clippers.
Yeah. But my problem is,
We know how that goes.
I know
We know how that's gonna go.
Like they'll look great in these 8 games. I guarantee in these 8 games, it's gonna be one game where you look at Harden and Westbrook like, yo, they are a problem. And then it's gonna be in the playoffs when it really matters, and yeah, they ain't gonna be able to catch a cold, and I'm gonna be mad. So I don't even want to like open myself up to that type of heartbreak, that type of disappointment, man.
We know how it goes. People are trying
Yeah.
to do it right now. They're trying to say the small ball.
Because some small
the
ball
weird
is key
scenario
right now, bro. Like if you could small ball right now, bro, you got a major advantage. Guard play is king right now, man.
See, here's the problem. I wanna debate that, but I only saw one highlight, and it was of Taco Fall dunking on Rockets. So it's one of those.
Taco Fall, stop it.
It was one of those things where they said, "All right, screw small ball. The tall ball's coming back or whatever," and it was Taco Fall just dunking on them.
Dunk, that's cool.
But no, the Nuggets though, they're the team that might start reversing that trend.
Yeah.
If anyone, just because they they have the guard play, but then if you got 7'2" dudes playing small forward like Bull and they're able to shoot like that, that's a huge advantage.
Man, you were really selling the fence on. I mean, you're really buying what Bobo was putting out right now, man.
I hope
that boy has seen
good.
a couple exhibition games. You ready to just? He's the one.
I hope he does.
You haven't learned anything from a couple of highlights and just jumping off like that.
Listen,
you ain't learned anything yet.
Listen,
we've seen this first.
I like high upside guys, especially with NBA. I've always been a fan of Beasley. I think we've talked about this before. I still hold hope on him that he could somehow come back.
Hope?
I still do.
Man, that clock ticking. Jeez.
Like, I was really hoping he could play in this and drop like 20 just for the Nets.
What it is?
Huh?
Okay.
But no, well, he's an high upside guy. It's one of those things where the smart teams like the Nuggets, they take the chance on him in the second round, and that should pay off because there's all these idiot teams in the first round. If you got a guy with the top 5 talent slipping to you in like it's like Giannis. Giannis went 15. Like take the high upside
15
guy.
15 in second round is drastically different.
Yeah, well, still take Bull in the first round. Just take him in the first round.
It's the reason why he
high
slid.
Upside.
It's the reason why he slid. That's all I'm saying,
I don't know
man.
what it was, but you know how draft goes with people throwing out smoke screens.
Oh, yeah.
Because there were people saying, "Oh, he's got a bad attitude. He's lazy on defense and this type of stuff." You gotta go past that and just say like, "Yo, I got a potential top 5 guy in this draft, and
I hope you're right.
I need to draft him in this."
For you, I hope you're right. I just Bobo. I'm like, all right,
dude,
cool.
The Nuggets are playing chess, I think, with these other NBA teams. They got Michael Porter Jr., who's like one of those top 5 talents too.
But no, he was coming off an injury. That's different with the back injury. Remember?
Well, Bobo was too, though.
True,
he was coming off the injury.
Still wasn't to the extent of like with Porter. Man, it was questions like, yo, is he gonna play again? Like, is he gonna be on that level again?
Yeah,
major questions. Bobo is not necessarily the same to that extent.
From the standpoint of will injuries continue to derail his career because of his body frame, that is definitely concerning. Yeah. But if he fills out, man, and he actually looked bigger in Oregon.
Does, yeah.
He was bigger at Oregon than he is right now, which if he could get back to that Oregon shape, maybe even get a little bit bigger.
I wonder if he's more, I guess, like a healthier weight right now, even with him being thinner, like more lean.
Think?
Well, because it's the thing, like you can be bigger like in college, but it's not a healthy bigger in terms of like your body fat, your BMI, stuff like that. Whereas once you start to lean out and actually put on good muscle, good weight and things like that, you will naturally get smaller from it, but it's just a healthier frame. You're more developed, you're more stronger and stuff like that. So that's all I'm saying, man. Could be a situation like that.
Like bigger muscle as opposed to maybe
in terms of like you can have more body fat, so your frame looks bigger, right?
Yeah.
But you're not necessarily in the best shape. You're not necessarily the most healthy. You're not eating as good as you should be. You're not working out the way you need to be.
I get what you're saying.
That's what I'm saying. So now, even though he's smaller,
I think he's got a combo of the both, though.
We'll see, man. People said that about Durant too. He never had to change.
Not really. I mean, he's a tad bigger, but you're right. They
said the same thing. Remember, he can't bench was it 185? He couldn't bench at the combine. He's not gonna be big enough. He's too wiry. He's been perfect.
No, you're right. He really has. I mean, maybe a little bit bigger. Maybe he's gained 10 or 20 pounds. Yeah, I don't know, but you're right. That's a good point. We'll see. Yeah. But like, dude, I see it there, man. He can stroke.
Hey, we're gonna see, man.
He can stroke.
We shall see.
Yeah, he's gonna be a factor on defense too.
We shall see. Now, switching to a little bit to the football side, right? What were your thoughts, though, man? Seeing some of the players that have been opting out right now, man. We seen recently what Damian Williams, obviously a Super Bowl champion, Kansas City Chiefs, man, he decided to opt out. We have Marquise Goodwin, who had got traded on draft day to the Eagles, and they needed receiver help. He's opting out. It was 6 of the Patriots: Dante Hightower, Patrick Chung, Marcus Cannon, just to name a few of those guys up there. It's been a good amount of players. Even in Buffalo, was it Star Loda Laley? He opted out as well, and those are just the guys that I'm naming have nicer contracts. We didn't even get to like some of the undrafted guys, some of the bubble roster guys or younger guys that are on minimum salaries and stuff like that who chose to opt out as well.
The bubble guys, we talked about this last podcast. It's like, all right, these guys are thinking.
Makes sense.
We talk about playing chess with these NBA teams. Like that's kind of, all right, I don't even know if I'm guaranteed to make this roster, but I'm guaranteed this X amount of money right here.
And that 150 that I'm going to get for opting out is going to be equivalent or maybe even more than what I would get if I was on practice squad this year. So
with the other guys too, it comes down to a lot of these guys that you mentioned. They're kind of veterans. They've made their money. I'm not sure about Goodwin though. He's a little bit younger. I don't. He hasn't had big contracts though.
Well, no. He had a nice deal a couple years ago in San Fran, but this got to be year 7 for him because he's 2. He's either 2 or 3 years behind me. No, 3 years behind me because Last year in Buffalo was his rookie year.
Okay, yeah, I was gonna say you guys were up in Buffalo, right?
Yeah, so he's been in the league for 6-7 years, man.
Yeah, he has been 7 years.
But he had a nice contract in San Fran, though.
He had to have got a nice contract because he had over 900 yards one of their years.
Yeah,
so
San Fran, he got a nice deal.
Okay, so never mind. He's not an outlier then.
Yeah.
So I think a lot of these guys that are opting out, they got their money. They feel good about that. So it makes sense. Like it's just all your personal preference.
Mm-hmm.
If you would rather, if your wife was pregnant or if you just had a baby, if you're thinking family type of stuff, then yeah, personal preference. You do your thing.
Yeah.
You've earned that throughout your career where you could give yourself leverage and give yourself that option. So good for you.
Yeah, man, I ain't have an issue with it. I thought,
No.
I mean, for the guys that did choose to opt out, I'm like, man, I respect it regardless of if they were high risk or not, because some of the guys are listed as high risk and they'll get the $350,000 plus the credited season. But the other guys, they chose to just opt out voluntarily. We only get the $150 without a credited season. But I mean, when it comes to stuff like this, there, like you said, there is no right or wrong. Some people take it more serious. Some people don't think it's that serious in terms of like the COVID situation. So I just think because that's how it is from a national standpoint, I'm not really surprised to see it being like this as well with some of these players in terms of guys saying, look, man, I'd rather opt out regardless of the money. I mean, because some of these guys are forfeiting millions of dollars. I know Star Loda Laley, he had, $4.5 million fully guaranteed this year that he's walking away from. But the way the contracts would work anyways is it will essentially just pause this year and then next year you'll still have that same contract. So
what's going to be interesting though is he's going to be out a year. All of a sudden, how much of that money? Well, you said it's guaranteed, but how much is that going to hit the salary caps? And would it make sense to release that player? That's gonna be an interesting thing.
I even thought about
that's something you definitely got to weigh as a player because that could hurt your career.
Yeah, you thought that element. I thought even with James Conner, so he said he's going to play, and I was like, at first I was like, okay. You think of like him cancer survivor and stuff like that, but I was like, forget all that from a business standpoint. If he opts out, he goes back into contract year again next year, so he doesn't get the opportunity to hit the market or force the Steelers' hand in terms of a deal or not. So when you think about that, I'm like, I can see other players taking that same approach of, you know what, I'm going to come and play regardless of what the season looks like, so that way I can at least be able to hit that market and get the most money I can get. So I mean, it's a ton of different angles with it. And like I said, there is no right or wrong to it, but it's more than what people think on the surface of just, all right, opt in or opt out.
Cam Hayward as well, unrestricted next year because he's got a $9.5 million base salary this year.
He's actually considered high risk too.
Yeah, so that's kind of goes with him and James Conner. They're playing. I don't know. I don't know what they're thinking. We really don't know.
But we're just saying
they could just want to play football.
Right.
They could also be thinking the contract situation.
Yeah.
So yeah, there's just a lot, like you said, a lot of things at play. Whatever decision anyone makes, that's their decision. Good for them.
And as of right now, no Steeler has opted out, but they do have 2 players that have tested positive for COVID.
Was that what this reserve list is? It's just whoever tested positive they're on this.
Either you tested positive or you were in close proximity with somebody that tested positive.
Okay.
So Lane Johnson, for example, with the Philadelphia Eagles, he got put on the list and he went on, I think, Instagram and said that he had tested positive. Here in Pittsburgh, I think Justin Lane tested positive, but the other young man, I think his name was Aaron Springs, I believe it is. I think he was just in close proximity. So that's why he has to go on that COVID reserve list.
Okay.
But for the opt-out, they still have a couple of more days, I want to say, before. So that's why I say as of right now, no Steeler has done it. But this could still change, because it's a fluid situation and stuff, man.
Yeah. So, good for anyone making their decision. And,
unless it's Ben.
What? No, he's good to make his own decision, dude. He is. I know he's a family guy.
So I did have a question for you. Just of a hypothetical. Because I've seen people saying that, look, man, if the Steelers win the Super Bowl this year, regardless, like, there is no asterisk, everything is good, like, full system go, like, it counts. I got you on that, right?
It counts. Yeah. Like the NBA championship's going to count.
My question
it
is,
counts,
so if Ben were to say, you know what, I changed my mind, I'm opting out this year, will we still have that same mentality that, hey, man, this season counts, man? Heck yeah.
It does count. Yeah,
Okay.
I've always thought that.
All right, just checking, man.
It's his decision, dude.
Right,
it's his decision. He's a human.
You saying that because he opted in?
No, he's a
if
human.
If he opted out, you would lose your mind over
I'm being serious.
Would you still say 13-3?
Huh?
Would you keep it at 13-3?
Oh, hell no, dude. Hell no. No, because Ben is a big part of our success. He's a big part of our success.
All right,
dude, don't even put me in that scenario, dude. I don't think anyone wants to hear that scenario either. Don't put us in that. Just don't put us in that mental space.
Oh man. You going through it just thinking about it, huh?
I don't know what we're gonna do.
What you mean? We got quarterbacks. We got it.
No. No. Well, we're good though. He's opting in.
He's good.
We're opting in.
We're good. We're good. He hasn't changed his mind, so it's all fine.
We'd have to call up the Saints or something.
Oh man, we're like that now.
I mean, we should have called the Dolphins last year. We should have done a lot of things.
We did call the Dolphins. What are you talking about?
Yeah, but we should have included Fitzpatrick in that deal.
Whoa, Fitzy.
Dude,
no,
come on.
We weren't gonna get Fitzy.
We would have made the playoffs with him.
We would have, but we weren't gonna get Fitzy. You might have tried for like Rosen or something, man.
No, you don't. They wouldn't have traded him.
Are you sure?
I think we could have gave up maybe a third rounder or something.
Well, I think we could have got Rosen.
No, I'm saying for Fitz.
I don't think they would have traded Fitz. No.
A third rounder.
I don't think they would have traded him.
Really?
And I don't think we would have offered a third round for Fitz.
Is that too much for us?
I mean, I don't see the value in it for us.
We got him. We would have him this year again as a backup.
Yeah. I don't see the value.
I think we could have went 10-6 with him last year.
I don't see the. And what's his contract?
I'm not sure. Probably $7 or $8 million.
Yeah, it's a lot that goes into that. It's not as easy as you just making it sound. You playing Madden over here, man.
Let me see if it's a good guess.
Yeah, you playing Madden over here, man.
Ah, man, dude. What if it's less than that, though? What if it was like $5 million, 3 or 4 or 5?
Quarterback controversy?
No way. No, come on. Come on. I don't know why you're saying that, dude.
Whoa.
I'm on Pro Football Reference, not the contract.
Come on, man. Get the contract work. Come on, man.
Hold on, dude.
Deke over here stalling.
I'm sorry.
He's stalling, ladies and gentlemen. What you got, man?
Hold on.
He's stalling.
Okay, this I'm not on the 2-year $11 million deal. $11 million deal.
Okay.
5.5 then.
Yeah.
Could we work that out? Either way, it doesn't
man.
matter.
Which quarterback would you have got rid of?
Well, we would have had them both on the roster still, right? Or one of them would have been demoted to practice squad. Obviously, you're demoting Duck to practice squad, or just keeping him down there. Oh yeah.
You're not a Duck guy?
What do you mean?
Duck had us winning games. What was you talking about?
The last 3 weeks soured me. The last 3 weeks are hard to unsee.
I'm just saying, Duck. I mean, come on, what we talking about?
You're taking Mason over Duck. You just definitely.
You ain't said that last year,
huh?
You ain't said that last year.
Not throughout the season, no. But the season.
With you,
I know, but the season is over now. The season is over. We have time to reflect back.
Uh-huh.
And Mason's just better than Duck.
All I'm saying is some people in Steeler Nation still.
I know Chevy was. He was on the podcast.
He's a Duck guy. He said Duck. Shout out to Chevy too, man. Album dropped, man.
I don't know how you can watch that Jets game and not say Mason actually has some upside here.
I'm saying, man.
He actually showed me something in that Jets game.
But it was only like 2 series.
I know, but he just looked different.
I understand that, but it's hard to just go off 8 plays, man.
It is, but still, you're going upside. What did Duck do the last 3 weeks of the season? It was just bad, dude. It was dismal.
But what did Duck do to get us to them last 3 games of the season, though?
Here's the thing, dude. It wasn't anything crazy. Looking back.
That's not what you said in the moment.
I know.
Hindsight is 2020. We can't go back. No, you got to remember what you lived in that moment. When you walked out of that stadium in Arizona, I was with you. I saw firsthand. You said, Duck is our guy. Duck is our quarterback. We are fine. We're going to the playoffs. We winning 10 games this year.
We should have done all that. But you agree we should have done all that.
I agree with all that.
We should have. Yeah. Based off everything up to that point. And then I was just proven wrong. I'm not always right, dude. I'm right on Brady being top 5, and I guess that's maybe a good transition into.
We're gonna find out, man.
Into this little thing here.
We're gonna find out because there was a top 10 list in the NFL. Actually, they had a top 100 list. And first off, man, I don't know how I feel about this list, man. All right, I got some bones I need to pick.
Dude, there's a lot of things with this.
All right, first off, we had 3 Steelers that made the list. Cam Hayward at 84. Then after that, you had Minkah Fitzpatrick at 35. And then TJ Watt at 25. I got some big time issues with that, man.
Too low for all of them?
Absolutely. In terms of they need to be at a better rate in that, because it always throws me when we're talking about too low. I'm like, well, technically, lower is better on this list because we're going down to 1.
Right.
But yeah, they need to be closer.
Higher on the list.
Yes. They need more respect on this list. And they didn't get that, man. They did not get that at all. I guess for me, man, actually, it's 3 names that really stand out to me because when I talk about a player in terms of, all right, this player should be higher in terms of like having a better rating on the list, the caveat to that is, well, who would you be moving down? That I always because
I tried so hard to find, because I wasn't gonna take the time to do this because it would have taken me too long. Trying to find QBs, running backs, receivers, how they have them in order on this list.
Oh, you do it like
but
that.
I couldn't find it.
Good. It's more fun this way.
It's harder, dude, because I'm going to say one thing, but then because the list is so vast, I might miss a name in there and sound like an idiot, but oh well.
Oh, well. I look at it this, man. The two names that I instantly have an issue with.
Okay.
Khalil Mack sitting at 19.
Okay.
That's off of reputation. We know that. Was Khalil Mack better than TJ Watt last year? Not at all.
Well, this goes back to the Madden ratings because they had him at a 97.
I know, but that's my issue. He was not better than TJ Watt last year.
No.
TJ Watt should be top 20, not 25.
And I think this list is based off of
it's supposed to be off of the season. Yeah, the season that just happening right now.
Well, here's the thing I was looking up too. There was this old article that's out there from like 2013 that says the players vote on this in November. Is that still true? Because then there's also reports where they're saying maybe November, maybe it's even after the season and the Pro Bowl and like into April.
No. So from my understanding and throughout my career, every time we voted was November, December.
Really?
Yeah, like we would, because anytime we would do it, I would always laugh because I always have like a hoodie on. I would always be in a hoodie or a hat because, absolutely. And I would actually get to talk about the players on TV. It was fun.
I know. You were on the Big Ben one. I remember talking to you about that. I've been
a couple other ones like that, man. And it's always late November, December, because I'm always like, yo, it's cold. And then we got to sit in anybody that's been to Pittsburgh's like facility, like the media room is literally right on the edge of the building. So you feel it. You're like, man, it's freezing in here. So yeah, that was always the case.
How was it? It was top 20, your top 20 players in the league.
So you write down your top 20 players. Everybody has a sheet to do it. You do it on your own time. You turn it into the NFL Network people. And then from there.
How long do they give you?
No, I mean, it's just out there all day. So there's no.
It's just one day.
No. So they're there for multiple days.
Okay,
but there is no
you
rush.
don't fill it out and then turn it in a month later.
No. It's like, hey, we're here because they got to go to every team. So they're at every facility for like 1 or 2 days.
Okay.
So they'll come there. The sheets are out there. Pick them up. Fill out what you want to fill out. Some people are struggling like, yo, who is good? Who's that? And they'll tell you like, well, look, these are some of the names that we already have been seeing people talk about. And then from there, you might write it. I mean, you got the people who write your own name on there, but everybody does. Like I tell you, I've seen it, right?
Dude, McAfee. I was listening to him before I came over. He said he put Vinatieri at 1.
Yeah, like seriously, dudes will do that. Yeah. Or it's times where it's like, okay, whoever's on the defense with me, I'm writing all of us in there the top 11, and then anybody's on offense, that's gonna fill out the rest of this joint. So some of us do that.
Ben was on your list.
Yeah, absolutely.
All right, cool. That's all I wanted to know.
Yeah. So we always like. I mean, you're going to have guys that do that, but the vast majority just votes pure. It's no different than like with the Pro Bowl voting. We would do the same thing. Like, all right, these are the guys that are on the ballot. Even though that's my homie, I'm voting for him, but let's be real, I got to vote for this guy too. So, excuse me. So that's kind of like the whole thought process with it. But yeah, the reason I like these lists typically is because it's done before the playoffs. Because we see how every year,
playoffs influence my decision.
Yeah,
they definitely do, and like, I think they should. I think they should.
I don't.
When you're talking about rankings, though, if you want to talk about just regular season, then all right, well, we could leave it out.
Yeah,
and that's what I was gonna say. It feels like this list
should be off of the regular
based
season,
off last year and the regular season.
Yeah, that's
what it feels like. So I don't. If we're using that context, there's certain things I'm not really gonna get outraged about. Just because if people are voting before we see the playoffs, then it's like, all right, what can you do?
Yeah, but that's how it's supposed to be. It's no different than like when you look at the NBA and they have the regular season MVP. The voting is done prior to the playoffs because, bro, it's people that aren't even going to be in the playoffs, so you might get a bad matchup. Like I don't think that should influence your vote.
We had this whole conversation though. Whenever I hear most valuable player, I have to consider the playoffs though. Still, that's the thing. Whereas this is just like a list.
Regular season MVP and I got Finals MVP. That's why they classify.
This is like a regular season list, and it's just like, all right, I'm not gonna argue with all that. I'm not gonna try to make it something it's not. But like I said, MVP. Whenever you say most valuable, like it's one of those things that you can't really put a number to. It's one of those things that you have trust. It's like intangible. There's all these other things.
No, that's not the case. Because with Lamar Jackson and Pat Mahomes right now, is Lamar Jackson regular season MVP?
Yeah, but who would you say
Mahomes,
is more
Super Bowl MVP?
Yeah, but who would you say is most valuable right now?
To their team or to the league?
Just most valuable. Who's the most valuable player?
To their team or to the league?
No, to your team.
Lamar's more valuable to the Ravens. Well, come on, man.
What do you mean to the league? Like, if you're doing a draft right now, you're taking Mahomes number 1.
Okay.
Right? That's what I mean. He's most valuable player.
I don't think it's that clear cut though.
Like I think he can.
I don't think it'll be that clear
He
cut.
can. We know he can win you playoff games. We know he could.
But we
just
know he's
do
done
it all
that
for you.
with a loaded offense.
Yeah, but Lamar's is like tailored towards him though.
True, but nowhere near as talented either.
Like I think you could put Mahomes in Lamar's offense,
and he's not going to eat it up like that. Whereas
I think
Lamar
he will.
goes to Kansas City,
I think he
Lamar
would.
will have dumb numbers.
I think he would.
No,
I definitely think he
think
would.
about this. Think about this. Who's the best receiver?
I think in both scenarios they would light it up. I think that's how good they are.
More though in Kansas City because he'd have more passing options. Think about this. Who's the number one receiver in Baltimore?
Their running backs aren't there though.
No. Who's the number one receiver in Baltimore?
Marquise Brown. I think with Mahomes he would light it up.
With Marquise Brown, is he the number one receiver on the Chiefs? No, Tyreek Hill. Is he the number two receiver on the Chiefs?
Arguable.
No, you're taking Tyreek Hill over Marquise Brown.
Huh? Wait, what'd you say?
I said
number one receiver.
Number one receiver.
Did you say Kelsey at the beginning?
I said Tyreek Hill.
Yeah, I know. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Marquise Brown could be two.
I'd probably take Sammy Watkins over Marquise Brown right now. As this is today.
That's tough.
It's not tough.
Brown's got more upside. He's got way more upside.
No, we're saying right now.
If you're looking at their yards, I think they had similar yards last year, and that was even in Marquise Brown's rookie year.
Okay.
Yeah, I like that upside. I think it's arguable. We'll just say that.
All right, and then Hardman?
I think
you can say that's arguable as well, right?
I think
so you could make a case though. So it's safe to say you can make a case that Marquise Brown could be anywhere between the second or the fourth receiver on that team, and that's not counting Kelsey, correct?
I think Mahomes would be able to light it up with the Ravens. They're different players. I think in both scenarios they'd be able to light it up.
So who says Tyreek Hill? Who says Travis Kelsey?
I think he's that good, dude. I really do.
We won't find out until some of that talent leaves. But for a fact, we know that the Ravens offense is nowhere near as loaded as the Chiefs offense.
It is tailored for that running system, though, with Mark Ingram and all these running backs now. Gus Edwards, now they're drafting J.K. Dobbins.
But let's be real. Clyde Edwards-Helaire, it was drafted higher than J.K.
Yeah, but in the past, like Mahomes hasn't had that with Damian Williams and this carousel of running backs here. Well, I mean, Kareem Hunt for half a season or whatever it was, but then they didn't have him anymore.
Still had him, man. Stop that, man. Come on, baby.
I'm just taking Mahomes over Lamar though. But in terms of this list, I'm not going to argue it because, like we said, if this was done at the end of the regular season and you're picking the best player right there, I'm not going to argue Lamar. He was the MVP of last year's regular season. Yeah. I'm not going to deny that at all. He had an awesome year.
And Sammy Watkins did have better numbers than Marquise Brown too.
How much? It was close, right?
It's about 100-yard difference.
Yeah, it was close. Yeah, I got that upside with Marquise though. He's got that talent too. He's got that. I don't know, man. He's got that Brown last name, AB.
Oh, that's what it is.
AB.
He just needs the last name.
He's got that family tie.
Okay, all right. I'm trying to pull up Hardman real quick to see what his numbers were.
He had about 500. And he's obviously in the kick return game, then the return game too.
Yeah, that's definitely what he does.
That's because I think he made the Pro Bowl for that. It wasn't for receiving, but yeah, he could be. I could definitely see him becoming the number 2 option next year, maybe.
Okay.
But I mean, yeah, in terms of offensive weapons, no one's denying the Chiefs have that. But I think the Ravens system is tailored for Lamar Jackson.
It could be tailored for Lamar,
I'm telling you,
it's nowhere near as talented though. You're trying to make it like it's close.
No, I'm not saying that.
That's what I'm saying. It's not close at all.
But I think Mahomes is that good where he'd be able to make it work no matter what.
I just think we would need to see Mahomes when he doesn't have as many talented players around him on offense to make that case. Whereas I know for a fact we've seen
better
Lamar.
Team though with the Ravens, better defense with the Ravens.
Yeah.
So I think he can still win.
We're just talking about just offense to offense though right now, right?
Right, no, but still at the same time you're trying to lead a team, so maybe his numbers would take a dip, but he'd be able to lead an offense and still put up some numbers and get dubs, dude, with the Ravens.
Saying, put it like this. Mahomes in Baltimore, Mahomes' numbers take a hit. Lamar in Kansas City, Lamar's numbers are going to go up even higher. Without a doubt. He's going to have way more talent on offense. From a passing standpoint, that's going to skyrocket. You think him throwing to Tyreek Hill and Travis Kelsey isn't going to be better than what he was doing with Hollywood Brown and Mark Andrews?
I'm not going to deny that. But still, it comes down to playoffs though still.
Yeah, that's a team.
I know. We would have to see it. We're never going to see it.
We're never going to see it. You're right.
We're never going to see it where I already know Mahomes could be doing that in the playoffs for me.
The only reason you know is because you've seen him with a crazy offense right now.
I don't know if it's that, man. Dude,
what are we talking about here?
I don't think it's completely that. I just think Mahomes is that good.
So is Tyreek Hill a top 10 receiver right now in the league?
Yeah, for sure. No doubt.
Could you say top 5?
He's close. Yeah, he's
Travis
close.
Kelsey, top 5 receiver, top 5 tight end in the league?
1 or 2, yeah.
Marquise Hollywood Brown.
Yeah, but dude, it's a different offense, man. They're different offenses.
Saying Marquise Hollywood Brown. Is he a
I
top
don't
10
know,
receiver?
top 30, top 25. I don't know.
Mark Andrews.
He's a top 5 tight end.
Top 5?
Probably, yeah.
Top 5? Let's see.
Top 6. It's arguable. You have
No, bro, because I'm thinking right now. I'm going Kittle. I'm going I'm going Kittle. I'm going Kelsey. Then I'm going Ertz.
Gronk.
Then if you go Gronk, you're going Darren Waller.
I know this is you probably got 3 or 4 guys you could argue for that 5 or 6 spot with like Waller, Andrews.
Whereas it's clear cut with
Evan
Kelsey,
Ingram.
it's clear cut with Tyreek Hill though. Clear cut.
They're awesome. I'm not denying anything you're saying. I just really think Mahomes is that good, dude. Where that doesn't really matter.
Okay.
I think he can carry a team like that.
Okay.
Whereas I think Lamar, if he went to the Chiefs, he would do awesome too. Yeah. It's just I trust Mahomes more in playoffs. Mm-hmm. I really do.
Yeah, but you just keep saying this playoff thing as if like he's not on a stacked offense. That's what I'm saying, bro. His offense is stacked.
Okay,
changes a lot, man.
Yeah, but could you say the Ravens' offense is stacked for Lamar? How it's set up?
You can't say it's stacked for Lamar. It's tailored for Lamar, but it's not stacked for Lamar. Stacked would be okay if they get AB. Now it's stacked for Lamar.
But just like we know it with Mahomes though, like we know he's got that talent to be able to bring a team back in games. We just haven't seen it from Lamar in terms of passing yet. That's all.
Yeah.
And that's a big part of playoff winning.
Yeah.
It's a big part. We haven't seen him come back like that yet. And Mahomes did it. I think he did it in all 3 games last year.
Yeah.
Down
all
double
3.
digits.
Mm-hmm.
So we just got to see it with Lamar. That's all. Yeah. And I think he's going to improve. I think he's going to keep improving. And we know his work ethic and all that type of stuff. So we'll see. We'll see, dude.
Absolutely.
But yeah, could the Ravens maybe help him a little? I don't know what they might be bringing in AB. I don't know.
I mean, he said he wants AB. He said he's holding out hope for AB. AB gets their game changer. Now we'll really see.
Well, that's interesting too because AB with Brady, with Ben, Carr. I don't even want to talk about him, but in those scenarios, they'd be feeding him the ball.
Yes,
they would be feeding him the ball.
Lamar would too.
That's one of those things.
You have a receiver like that, you feed him.
That's one of those things where I could see it happening. We just haven't seen him have that type of receiver where he's throwing it to him like 10, 11 times and force feeding him.
Because he hasn't had a top 10 receiver.
No.
It's different when you got a top 5 receiver, bro, like bona fide. Yeah. You feed that guy. Force feed him.
Yeah.
Even when he says he's full, you feed him some more. Yeah.
As much as I'm not even gonna talk about it. I'm not even that could hurt. That could hurt, man. That could hurt the soul. But
what you mean?
For AB, if we're talking as a person, I mean, I just want to see him back in the league. It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter where he is.
I just want to see it for Lamar.
For Lamar.
Yeah.
AB for Lamar.
See it for Lamar. So you get a fair shake at this thing because I'm tired of people bringing up and he's doing it in the playoffs. I'm like, bro, are we really? We talked about this. One playoff really for him. That first playoff, man, let's be real. That was a joke they even made it. That'd have been no different if we would have made it last year with Duck and Mason. We already had this conversation.
I know we did, and we disagree. Yeah. That's all.
Mm-hmm.
All right, so hold on. What were we talking about?
But my issue is this, man. When I look at this list, because it's based off of what they did during the season. For Khalil Mack to be at 19, whereas TJ's at 25, I just don't agree with that. I think TJ should definitely be. I would flip-flop
top 20.
Guys. Absolutely, man. When you think about TJ, what he did last year, man, crazy productivity. I mean, we talked about the sacks. We talked about the impact plays. For you, the eyeball test. I mean, anything that you wanted to go off of from a statistical standpoint, TJ had it. TJ was impactful in big moments in these games. Whereas with Khalil, I mean, everyone, he said it himself. It was a very, very down year for him. And the difference between him and an Aaron Donald down year, he still had 12 and a half sacks. That wasn't the case with Khalil. And when I think of just the name recognition, I'm like, okay, I can see you having the Khalil Mack ahead, but I would assume Von Miller would be up there too. But they didn't do that. They have Von after TJ. Yeah. So I'm like, clearly you weren't just going solely off of a name, off of reputation. So that's my biggest issue with that right there. And then, with Minka, I looked right here, man. I said, okay, if Minka's at 35, I don't even care DB versus corner. Richard Sherman at 28, I just don't think Richard Sherman right now is better than Minka Fitzpatrick. So that would be the guy that I would have to bump down and move my man Minka up.
Yeah, there's that.
Or you could go Jamal Adams as well.
I mean, you got Aaron Jones above Minka Fitzpatrick. Give me a break with that. I could see that. I'd say bump him up in that mid-20s to high 20s point just because, like you said, if Richard Sherman's up there, let's put Minka above him. And, yeah, some of those names ahead of him, I'm just really not buying. So yeah, dude, with TJ and Minka, yeah, I think you could bump them up a few spots. That's not something I'm completely. Like I said, with this whole list thing, it's like the context of it's weird. We're getting this list right now when they're voting on it back in like November. Mm-hmm. Do we all know we're voting for the same thing for the same reasons? It's dude, it's just a weird thing.
Oh, it's simple, man. They asked the players, hey, who are your top players? How would you rank them? That's simple. Not all this, if you're starting a franchise, or who do you think is this guy, or if you're looking for this offense. No, it's simple. Who are the best players? That's the context. It's that simple, man.
I could nitpick this thing like left and right, with Derrick Henry being at 10. I'd put Elliott over him. Like there's things, okay. But then if you want to say, Derrick Henry's end of last season, if you're considering that, but still, how can you knock Elliott's body of work and his season last year, which was an awesome season?
We talking about last year because body of work wise, check this out. Chandler Jones, who I talked about, has been a monster since joining the league, right? 60 sacks since 2016, leads the NFL, is not even close. This was his first year making the list. But then he had to have 19 sacks.
But here's my point, dude. I'm taking Saquon Barkley 10 times out of 10 over Nick Chubb, but Nick Chubb had a better year than Saquon last year. But Nick Chubb is lower than Saquon. So there's so many things you could just go every like 5 or 10 spots. There's things you could just sort out and say there's all these inconsistencies, but that's human nature.
I don't have a problem debating all that. I came here to have issues.
Well, all right. My big thing. This is not Steeler related, but obviously Big Ben should be on the list. But he was hurt last year, so whatever.
Though Gronk made the list when he was hurt too. I'm just throwing it out there.
Is Gronk on this list now?
Not this year because he was technically retired, but not Gronk. JJ Watt. Excuse me, that's what I meant. Yeah, JJ Watt definitely made the list when he was hurt.
Well, I was listening to who did I tell you? I was listening to McAfee. I was listening to Skip a little bit talking about this too. He was actually upset that Big Ben wasn't on it. But my two, I could understand the whole injury thing. He's not on the field. You haven't seen him the whole regular season, so I could see why someone would forget him. But I'm just letting you know, you shouldn't have forgot. But dude, the two that stick out to me, Matt Ryan and Carson Wentz, not on the list.
No, I thought Wentz did make the list, didn't he?
No, bro. He's not on the list.
You're right.
He is not on the list.
He went from being, third overall, third on the list a year or 2 years ago?
It was after that borderline MVP season.
Thank you for saying borderline. Nah, not MVP season. I appreciate you on that.
I don't think I've ever said it. I think I've always said MVP-like season.
Yeah, or you say, he had the MVP season. I'm like, no, he didn't. He didn't win MVP.
Did I not write because I think I wrote down a list of all the quarterbacks. I think it's on my computer, though, and I'm not trying to get it out right now, but I'll run through it. You have Kyler Murray, Josh Allen.
Shout out to Josh.
Huh?
Shout out to Josh.
Come on, dude. This is my point. Matt Ryan and Carson Wentz. Matt Ryan and Carson Wentz not on this, but both of those two guys are.
Did they not ball out last year?
I mean, Matt Ryan and Carson Wentz are better, though. And they bought out, too.
Last year?
And they bought out. Yeah,
last year?
Yeah, dude.
No, they didn't. Not compared to them
Carson
dudes.
Wentz? Yeah, dude. Yeah,
compared to Josh Allen and Kyler Murray.
Oh, yeah. Better year.
Boy, you tripping.
Better year for sure. Carson Wentz and like I said, Matt Ryan, both of them should be on this list. Those two, hold on, I saw Tannehill on here. Kirk Cousins.
You're not going to give Tannehill love either?
Kirk Cousins. What? No, I'm saying at least Carson Wentz and Matt Ryan should be on this. If these guys are on it, Matt Ryan and Wentz should be on it.
I think you just higher on them dudes, man.
Huh?
I think you just higher up on those guys, man.
I definitely am. I mean, I think Carson Wentz, you said
you think he's better than Dak, right?
Oh, yeah, definitely. He's top 10 or top 11. And so he should definitely be on the list. I mean, Dak's up there.
I'll give you Carson Wentz. Carson Wentz should be on the list.
They have Jimmy G up in the top 8 quarterbacks. I
don't like that at all. See, now this is my issue with that. I do think when it comes to that time of the year when they were voting, that was still before that playoff performance where he had, was it the 7 completions or whatever with Jimmy G. So I think all that kind of played into it. And then, the hype around if your team's winning, everybody, gets put on a different pedestal and things like that.
I think it's just foolish, though, to be putting Jimmy G as the 8th quarterback and you're completely forgetting Matt Ryan and Carson Wentz. That is absurd.
They should be up there. I mean, Matt Ryan did have a ton of picks last year. But Wentz, Wentz should be up there, though.
Matt Ryan throws for 4,000 yards and like over 25 touchdowns every year.
Yeah, he also had 14 picks last year. I know you don't care about picks, but a lot of us do.
Still 92 rating, and just you got to consider body of work too, dude.
No, I don't care about your body of work. That's why Khalil Mack is so high on this list.
Like that season last year is comparable if not better than the Josh Allen, the Kyler Murray, the Kirk Cousins for Matt Ryan. It's like, that's what I mean. It's comparable if you want to nitpick and say, oh, I'll take Cousins, I'll take Murray.
But you know what?
But he should be on the list.
This
That's
the beauty
absurd.
of the list, though. You know what the beauty is? This.
What?
Some people think like you. Some people think like me. And it just shows that more people probably thought like me than you. And that's why they didn't get on the list.
Well, you said Wentz should be on it, though.
I said, you can make a case for him. You can make a case for both of them, honestly.
Yeah, I think they both should be on it.
I think the difference is this. You're trying to make the case comparing them to other quarterbacks. Whereas when I've written, like anytime I've done these lists, I'm doing it based off of just the player in general. Like, do I think this player is a top 100 player? Not, is he better than that quarterback? Is he better than this quarterback player for player? Like, nah. I think this dude is so good that he should be on the list.
Would my list just be 20 quarterbacks?
You probably would. Because like you're quarterback driven. I'm looking like, no, dude, when I watch the game, I know his impact. I don't care what position he plays. Why do you think Aaron Donald's always high on this list? Because it's like, it doesn't matter what position he plays. We know is the best player on the field every time.
I'd probably have my top 5 or 6 quarterbacks in my top 5 or 6 spots, and then I'd have the rest. Then I'd have like AB. Yeah.
Yeah, so I think that's the difference too, man, because a lot of us, that's how we vote. Just traditionally, who do we think is the best 100 players? Like, regardless of position, just, if this dude's available, I want him because he's a beast, a straight animal. Yeah.
I don't know if I want to do this, but I noticed this name.
Uh-oh.
I'm a Pitt grad.
Uh-oh.
But hold on, let me double check to make sure. Yeah, no, I'm right. I'm definitely right. Like what my eyes told me last year is correct. Fitzgerald being on the list, though. Come on.
You said body of work. Just go body
That's what I mean. The whole thing's a mess. The whole thing's a mess.
He the OG, man. He the only one that gets body of work.
You're giving the respect.
Yeah, he's the only one. Him, Brady, Breeze, they're.
Nah, Brady deserves up there. I told you.
No, what?
I think. Well, hold on.
Bro, do you still where him and Breeze are at?
Oh no. Hold on. So hold on. We talked about. I said this last year, right?
Uh-huh.
Brady being top 5 still. This was like at the end of last year.
Mm-hmm.
So when was this voting taking place? End of last year. Let's see where they got him.
So Breeze is at 12.
We got Lamar.
Brady's
Russ.
at 14.
I know. Hold on. Yeah, but in terms of quarterbacks, top 5 QBs, we have Lamar, Russ, Mahomes. That's 3.
Okay. He'll be 5 up here.
Breeze.
Yeah.
And then Brady 5.
He's 5 on the list.
I'm just trying to tell you.
But you were also the same guy that said that Tom Brady was better than Russell Wilson, which you should probably put powder on your hand like and how high and smack yourself for that. Because you see where Russ is at, right? Did you see where Russ was at while you was reading off that list? Did you see where he was at? Did you see?
I wasn't knocking Wilson. I just was saying.
Yes, you do. You do this every single time.
No, hold on though. I did. I'm not going to say come to my senses. I did. You recalibrate. Time goes on because we had our playoff rankings last year, our playoff QB rankings. I think I had Russ over Brady.
I don't remember.
No, I'm wrong. I think I really stuck with the Brady thing. I did Mahomes, I did Breeze, and then I did Brady.
Yeah.
That's what I did. And I think I had Russ at 4.
I mean, so as it sits today, who would your top 3 quarterbacks be?
Well, I'm not doing that. We got to do a whole podcast for that. I told you, and I've hinted throughout how many podcasts we've done. I said, I'm not doing my rankings yet.
Yeah. We're taking our time with it.
I'm not doing my rankings.
It's going to happen, though. It's coming soon. We got lists that are coming out. Training camp is officially here now, so it's list time. It's time to rate our top quarterbacks, our top running backs, and so on and so on. Because we got to get this out before the season starts.
My QB list is going to be intense.
Yeah.
It's going to be really intense. I'm excited for the running backs one, though. I think are we going to do that one next podcast? Yeah. I'm excited for that one because there's some names, there's some misinformation out there. And
okay.
Like I said, Derrick Henry above Zeke. Give me a break. Okay. Give me a break. I've teased it in the Madden rankings even with Saquon.
I think for me, Zeke. Man, I probably flip-flop, though. I probably take Derrick Henry out the top 10, put Julio in. I think Julio, even his year last year, he still is top 10, dude. Like, Julio had, 1,300 receiving yards?
You know what you're getting every year with Julio.
Yeah.
You know what you're getting. Dude, is there anyone else? Deshaun Watson at 20, is that a little high? That seems a little high for me. I like Watson too, but that's a little high.
Yeah.
The 30s or 40s is fine because they don't have a quarterback between him
and I think
it's
Tom
Jimmy
Brady.
G. No, I'm saying from the top to bottom. I don't between him. Yeah, he's at 6. Maybe is Jimmy G at 7 then? Is he the 7th quarterback? Come on, dude. This is what I mean. This is absurd.
Your thoughts on Mahomes at 4 versus Russell at 2 and Lamar at 1?
Well, I'm cool. I told you because this is based off last regular season. I'm not gonna be outraged about it. Right now, I'm taking Mahomes though. Okay. Right now, for sure.
Over Russ too?
Yeah. Oh, absolutely. Dude, I told you, man, Mahomes is my guy right now.
All right. Okay.
You got Mahomes, Ben, and Brady. Russ
You
is in
taking
there
Mahomes
too.
over Ben?
No. I'm saying those are my guys.
Oh,
Like
I
these
thought
are
you said Mahomes, Ben, Brady. I didn't know where you
no
were going
order,
with that.
no order,
Okay,
no order.
I was like, that's
dude.
not alphabetical either. Let me see how
No.
he's going with this thing. You know?
No order. Yeah. So those are guys. I mean, even Wilson, I toss him in there
Yeah.
too. What's interesting to me is you got Rodgers still in the top. He got top 6? Yeah, that's who it is. So yeah, Watson's at 7 then, and then you got Jimmy G at 8. That's absurd, dude. I can't get over that. But still, Rodgers being at top 6, a lot of people. I know this was the end of last season, but a lot of people this offseason been just ripping on Rodgers, thinking he lost it and everything.
He still had a good season though. If you look, it's just I think because the expectation for him is so much higher. That plays a lot into it. But, I mean, he was crazy efficient, man. I think it was, 20, 24, 25 touchdowns, like 4 picks?
Yeah.
Crazy efficient, man.
Yeah, we've talked about it before. Like, maybe is he not taking enough risks and trying to stay really efficient? Yeah. I don't know, but I know who Aaron Rodgers is. He's carried the Packers a lot, and he's got a Super Bowl championship, so...
Thoughts on Gilmore at 9, man? I know some people have been outraged, but I've heard people talk about Steven Nelson should be rated higher than Gilmore because his numbers were better.
Nah, he's good at 9.
Okay, I was just saying, man, a lot of people forget that Gilmore is doing this versus number 1 receiver, man. They bring up the Miami Dolphins. Oh, Parker ate him up. I'm like, man, hey, that's one game, baby. It was one game. He thrashed everyone else, and in fact, he scored more touchdowns than he got scored on as a DB.
You know who I'm not seeing on this list?
Who?
Is Bell.
Oh yeah, I don't think he.
I'm not. We got Chris Carson at 96.
Yeah, I don't think he made the list, bro.
Like, come on, bro. Bell should still be on
people
this.
ask. I mean, question is he even a top 10 running back right now, bro?
He's definitely in the top 10.
I'm just saying, man.
Bad situation. This is the thing with this list, dude. If you're going strictly off his stats last year, his stats weren't in the top 10, but we know how good Le'Veon Bell is.
Was his stats top 100 last year? Should he have been a top 100 player last year?
Well, that's my point. So top 10 running back, his stats weren't there. Were his stats there top 100?
Would he be a top 100 player?
I don't know, dude. I don't know. But I know what my eyes tell me, and I know Le'Veon Bell's a top 100 player.
But are your eyes telling you that from the black and gold standpoint or from what he was doing with the Jets last year?
I didn't watch too many Jets games.
Yeah, my Jets eyes don't tell me that.
But I know what his floor is if we're talking fantasy, and he still had, 50 or 60 receptions for them in an awful situation.
I know you're a fantasy guy, man. I know.
Yeah, but still, it's just an awful situation. And unfortunately for
fantasy,
him...
man, you could be a bum in real life, and they...
No, but he wasn't that good in fantasy last year. He was a bust in fantasy, because he was... he was picked in the top 5 or 6 in terms of running backs. He was a bust, dude. But at the same time... it's a bad scenario for him, and for him to still be able to get those receptions, still be able to plot his way through things. We know what he could be in a good situation. That's all. Like I said, if he went out,
he's back in that bad situation again this year.
I know that's what I was gonna say. Unfortunately for him, I don't think it's getting any better.
Not at all.
Because they got rid of Robbie Anderson. Who's their receivers? I don't even know who they got. They got what's his face, Perryman.
Yeah,
and Perryman could be sick, dude. He showed flashes with Tampa Bay as their number 1 whenever it was Godwin and Evans down.
He could.
But I think Jameis is going to get him the ball better than Darnold in terms of at least putting up stats.
Yeah. They also drafted Denzel Mims.
Yeah.
Yep.
But still, that's nothing certain there.
Yeah, it's not.
That could be concerning.
Yeah, it's not a good vibe, bro.
I'm still putting him in the top 1. He's better than Chris Carson.
Are you sure? Chris Carson balled out last year.
He's better than Chris Carson.
Chris Carson balled out.
Put him out with Seattle.
But that's not the case right now. He's in New York.
I know.
/ Jersey.
I know.
Yeah.
I get
so
that.
So you got to, you make your bed, man. You got to land it, baby.
I get that.
His pocket's fat, though.
But if we got Fitz on there.
Man, why you hating on Fitz, man? You realize Carson had 1,200 rushing yards, 7 touchdowns, only, was it 278 rushes?
Yeah, but I'm still taking Bell.
Out, bro.
I'm still taking Bell. Honestly, if you combine those yards together, Bell might have more all-purpose yards.
Bell had 245 rushing yards. 245 rush attempts, so only a 40 touch difference from rushing. He had 789 yards, 3 touchdowns.
No, but add the receiving yards is what I mean.
I don't want to hear all that.
That's what I mean. All purpose. It's not off. It's not far off.
It's still very, very underwhelming, man.
It's not far off though.
Still very underwhelming, man. Let's be real about it.
Hold on, let me look. 789 plus 461.
Okay,
okay, you're up in the 1,200 range. So Carson's got probably around like 200 to 300 more yards.
Yeah, that's a lot. That's a lot.
I told you though, really shitty.
That's a lot.
Shitty situation.
That's a lot though. It doesn't matter. That's a lot.
but Bell's better.
Man, that's a lot, man.
We both know, dude.
I'm going off what
If
Carson's
you're putting
done,
Bell out in Seattle, we know that's a big year for Bell.
Carson's on the upswing. He went from 1,100 rushing yards to 1,200 rushing yards.
He
went from 160 receiving to 266 receiving.
His upside's capped.
I don't know about that, man.
I'd actually be concerned with him this year. They brought in Carlos Hyde. Do they have another running back out there?
It really ain't gonna matter.
You know, Carlos Hyde had 1,000 yards last year with the Texans.
That's fine. He's still gonna ball.
It's one of those scenarios, dude. You just got to watch out for.
Well, they drafted a running back in New York too, huh? They drafted a running back.
Who'd they draft?
What's the kid's name? I'm pulling it up.
Was it a second or third round pick?
I think it was third round.
Was it one of those? Was it one of those top
first round?
Top 6-7 guys?
Hold on, let me check real quick. So this would have been fourth round. They went with LaMichael Perry.
I'm not worried about
Florida.
Him. It had to have been one of those top 6-7 guys.
Okay.
That could potentially be getting carries. I'm not worried about.
You ain't say that when we took McFarland though. Yeah, I was over here talking about McFarland better than J.K. Dobbins. Now let's
wait, that wasn't me.
Oh, but we talked about people said that,
was
right?
not me,
but we talked about a lot of people said that. So all I'm saying is that they both fourth round. Don't McFarland. Yeah. Don't give me that now. Hey.
I didn't say that.
All right, I'm just saying. I definitely heard that.
Wait, if McFarland's not going to get any touches from Connor, I'm not worried about him getting a significant role. He could get a little role, but
I'm just reporting the news.
So this dude's not going to take anything from Bell. Bell's best shot here is getting traded. That's really what it is. I'm just being straight up.
The Jamal Adams.
I'm being straight up. His best shot's being traded, but he was coming at Adams. He was like, "Bro, I'm committed." He didn't say this, but he was insinuating, "Man, I was committed here, but I got all these people that are just up and leaving." Which is concerning or disappointing to me.
It is true, man. What would you do if you elbow? You get up out of there?
Oh man. Well,
you getting ghost, man.
Yeah, I'm trying to get back to Pittsburgh.
You trying to get back to Pittsburgh?
You saw how happy he was whenever he was here in Southside a couple months ago. Whenever we were talking about that video.
Oh, and for the record, man, the running back that the Seahawks took was in the fourth round right here.
No, but they picked up Carlos Hyde though.
I'm just like, DJ Dallas, he ain't enough, man.
No, but Carlos Hyde, could he be taking some touches? Maybe he gets 500 yards this year for them. 300-400, so it hits into Carson's workload.
Shoot, he got yards to spare if he's gonna beat out L. Bell. He's good. He got plenty of yards to spare.
Dude, is there anything else with this list?
Oh man, I think we're good with this list, man.
Where would AB be? I'd put him. Oh man, I don't want to. I'm not even gonna say it. I'd put him.
Where would AB be on this list?
I mean, I'd put him up there. He'd be.
Oh man, let me guess. You put him top 5.
At least. I don't want to do it. At least top 20.
You know, my question that I really have a serious question.
That's conservative.
Serious question. The success that AB and Ben both had while together.
Okay.
Was it Ben or was it AB?
It's a combo.
You got to pick one. Who would you rate ahead? Who would you rate as number 1? One got to be 1, one got to be 2. Who you rating?
It's tough, dude.
But no, it ain't. Who you rating, man?
It's tough.
Who you going with?
It's tough. Because I could see him having similar success with other quarterbacks of that caliber. I wouldn't say it's just a Ben thing, because if he would have stuck it out with New England last year, we don't know. I think he would have had over 1,300 yards.
We don't know
a lot of receptions.
We don't know that just yet.
But if he was in Oakland, I would have said his numbers would have been taking a dip for sure. It's if he's with a high caliber quarterback like that, then he's going to be putting up numbers.
Okay,
that's my thing.
So who you saying then, man?
Who's it more? Come on, dude.
If you had to rate a top 100 Steelers list,
I'm taking Ben, dude. I'm taking Ben. I am, dude. I am. I think he's a big part of that. I think.
So you think it's more Ben than AB then?
I think, dude, that almost 2,000 yard year, that wasn't coming anywhere else.
So that was only because of Ben.
It wasn't only because of Ben. It's a combo. It is a combo, but he's not getting almost 2,000 yards in a year. He would have had over 2,000 yards if Ben didn't get hurt.
Could he do it with Brady?
2,000 yards? No, he wouldn't have done 2,000. I think he would be consistent for where he was most of his career though.
Okay.
1,500, yeah.
Now, why you don't think he can get 2K with Brady?
Different quarterbacks. Just different. Dude. I think even Moss up there in terms of yards, he never got. I don't know where his yards were. He obviously had it was like 23 touchdowns or something ridiculous.
That was probably the 50 touchdown season. Yeah.
Because they just spread it around a little more up there. Because they had Welker there too with Moss. So,
but Moss wasn't running routes like AB's running routes. Moss was just taking the top off the defense. It's different with a guy like AB.
Moss had 1493 with 23 touchdowns.
You think they gonna feed AB? AB is the guy that can take the top away, and he gonna hit you with all the intermediate stuff.
I agree.
Too,
if he would have stuck it out, he would have had an awesome year with the Patriots. It's a shame that. I mean, it depends on what perspective you're coming from. But as a football person, that would have been awesome to see. But Steeler fan, whatever, it would have hurt our hearts. But
okay, so Ben over AB.
Come on, man. What is this? Is this a trick thing?
I mean, you gonna Ben over AB?
I told you that already. Yeah.
All right, cool, man. All right.
I do think that. My point is, like I said, I don't think that 2,000-yard year happens anywhere else.
Fair enough.
But they're both great in their own right. Like Ben,
very true.
That's what I mean. Ben would be successful still without AB. AB would be successful without Big Ben if he was with one of those, top 10 quarterbacks. He'd still be successful, but in terms of the gaudy numbers, I think he would need a Rodgers, he'd need a Brady, he'd need a Breeze, Mahomes. So that's all.
Okay.
That's all, man.
I like it. Well, if there's any consolation, I agree with you, man.
No way.
I'm for real.
No, you're messing with me.
No, because the thing is this, man. We've seen Ben with
how many
with
receivers?
less than Hall of Fame caliber receivers, and he still balls out. We've seen AB when he had Landry, when he's played with Vic, when he was trying to get the Derek Carr situation.
I think that's my point. Like, with those type of receivers, I think anyone's capped on their upside. Anyone, any great receiver. If you have a quarterback that's below the top 15,
right, it's gonna hurt you.
Yeah, it's gonna hurt you a little bit. So, but if AB was, like I said, with one of these top 10 quarterbacks, he'd be fine.
True.
He'd be fine.
I think as a receiver, man, it's definitely more dependent on the quarterback that you're with. Whereas the quarterback, as long as your guy can catch, because it can't be a situation like we saw with Moncrief last year, right? You have to at least be comparable in that vein. But I think a Hall of Fame quarterback can elevate the receiver. Whereas unless you're dealing with, because like even when I think of like an AJ Green and how he elevated Andy Dalton, it still was a cap on it, and it was clear that AJ was the guy doing the heavy lifting. Dalton was the one being carried. With Ben and AB, it was definitely, I'd probably say 60-40. 60-40 out. I'll say,
dude,
I don't want to say 60-40.
Just do 51-49.
Yeah, I go 51-49. I was thinking 6-40 is too much. 51-49, that person. And we'll go from there.
You agree with me, though, that year, dude, that was, because you were on the team and everything. Mm-hmm. That year with AB, he had like 1,800 yards or whatever it was. He would have had 2,000 if Ben didn't get hurt.
It was a crazy year, man.
Ben was hurt for that. Well, that was the year that I'm talking about where he threw for like 21 touchdowns, 16 picks. Mm-hmm. That's the one I'm talking about. Where I thought that might be a top 3 year for Ben. I really think so. I swear to God.
All right.
He was dominant, dude. And
I'm with you, man.
AB would have had over 2,000 if Ben would have stayed healthy. He missed like 4.5 games.
Yeah.
Sucked.
That was when we got hurt. Was it in St. Louis, right?
Yeah. And then then he got jacked up too. Before the Cleveland game. I think it was the end. I think it might have been the Raiders game. He got jacked up, and then he came in as the backup.
And then because he has like the record
against
for
the Browns.
Like the backup yards. Yeah. Because Andrew got hurt like the first play, like the first series or something crazy.
I know, dude.
Ben wasn't supposed to even dress. Ben was just standing on the sideline, bro.
I know.
Yeah,
I know, dude. I was so amped.
That was crazy.
I was so amped, game, dude. Money Man's out. Well, you
just chill.
All right, I want to say, Money Manziel threw for over 300 against us, but a lot of it was garbage time.
It was a lot of garbage time, bro. A lot of garbage time, a lot of money lost in that game. So I don't even like to reminisce all the way on that. Yeah.
How much you get fined?
Enough. More than enough.
Well, actually, that's a good way to end it because I started with asking how much your bet was.
Well, the difference is this. You can't Google what I bet, but you could Google my fine. All right. So there it is with that, man. It was,
You appealed and everything, I bet.
I did, absolutely. And I still, It was what?
Did you get some chunked off?
Not at all.
Really?
Nah. They said just because the optics, it looked really bad.
It did look bad.
It looked worse than what it was, though. Let's be real about it. It looked way worse than what it was. All right.
Yeah.
And the freeze frame make it look that much worse because it's like his helmet's facing his name tag.
Oh, yeah, it was all backwards.
It was bad. It was bad. But I blame Mr. Schwartz, man, because he was the right tackle. He was holding me on the play. If he never holds me, I get the sack and it's clean, and then I'm doing my dance. But
they didn't call the holding.
Heck no. And that's why I said on my appeal, I said, man, look, if you see this dude pulling me, that's why my arm reached like that and why I grabbed the face mask. And then because he's turning me, I turned him. Man, Zell, look, he was like $190. And my fault, he turned around like that. And then from there, but they weren't hearing that in the appeal. Yeah. And Mitchell wasn't either. So shout out to him.
Wait, what does that have to do with him? He has to come to the table too.
Nah, they don't. Not for the appeal. They just let it live. He was holding me though.
Wait, what were you telling him then?
Absolutely. I told him after. I told him during the game, like once it happened, I was like, you know, that was your fault. He was like, yeah, I shouldn't have held you. I was like, yeah, it's gonna cost me. And then once I got fined, because you know we played them every year, twice a year, and this is why he's still in the division with the Browns. So we were like, yo, bro, like, you know, you owe me money, right? Like
that happens then sometimes.
Absolutely.
Wow, look at these inside scoops.
Yeah, I mean, even I got it was a fine. I had my rookie year guy, Brad Smith. He was like the Wildcat dude with the Jets.
Yeah.
So he comes to Buffalo. I'm like, bro, my rookie year, I got fined like, I think it was like $8,000 for a hit on him. He was Wildcat though. And like when I hit him, he gave me the extra flop. I'm like, bro, you cost me money, man. Like, what's good? We teammates now. Like, nah, man, I don't know what you're talking about, Moats. I'm like, nah, bro, like this is the clip right here. You flopped. If you don't flop, I don't get fined. I got money. This is your fault. Pay up. He won't having it though. Shout out to my dog Brad though, man. He's a good dude.
That's hilarious.
Yeah.
Oh, is that all we got here, man?
It is, man. Thanks for taking me down memory lane of the money I done lost, man. I could have went to like my kid's college fund or something. Jeez, Deke. Thanks a lot here, buddy. We could be in somewhere different than a shoe room, but yeah.
I think people like this.
I think they do.
They like the painting.
Yeah.
Joey Porter.
Devin Bush. So anywho, man, appreciate everybody for tuning in, man. All the subscribers, man. It's always major love. And until next time.
Peace.